Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are making this eggless flourless chocolate cake. As you can see, it's super fudgy and super dense, and you are not going to believe how easy it is to put this together. You're going to love it. So let's get straight into this recipe.
So the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 160 degrees Celsius. Now here I have some melted dark chocolate, and in this we are going to add some melted salted butter. And then using a whisk, we are going to combine the butter and the chocolate mix together so it looks nice and glossy. It looks a bit lumpy right now. Do not worry, just keep whisking, and eventually after a minute or so you'll see that it starts to turn nice, smooth and glossy. You're going to take your spatula and scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl, because as you can see there are some bits and bobs in there, so there will be some unmixed butter and chocolate along the sides and maybe at the bottom. So you just want to catch all of that and mix it really well so that everything is nice and well combined like this. Now here I'm going to add some besan in a pitcher, and to that I'm going to add some caster sugar. Now you'll be like, "Arey, abhi besan is to flour," but like if you look at it, it is not technically like something that has gluten in it, so this is entirely gluten free, and the quantity of this is barely like 30 grams, and the reason we are doing this is so we can add that flaky crust at the top. Into this we're going to add some boiling hot soy milk. Now this soy milk is unsweetened, unflavored. Okay, it's the plain soy milk that you get in stores. So you're going to add half of it first, and you're going to give this a good mix so that there are no gram flour or besan lumps. So give it a good mix, and the boiling hot soy milk also ensures that the sugar dissolves in it. You're going to add the rest of the boiling hot soy milk and then give it a good whisk with your fork. So you'll see air bubbles start to appear at the top, and you can see now what has happened. It's become kind of like an egg yolk mix. It literally looks a lot like egg yolks at this point that have been whipped, and as you can see it's literal liquid consistency. So now we are ready to pour this into our melted butter and chocolate mix. So as you can see, look at the consistency, it's literal liquid consistency. So you're going to add half of it first, give it a good mix so that everything is well combined, and you're going to add the rest of the mix now while you're also constantly whisking it. And once you've added all of that, just keep whisking for like a good couple of minutes. You'll see air pockets start to come up on the surface. This is going to give our eggless flourless chocolate cake that beautiful crisp crackly crust. Now into this we'll add some ground almonds and then some cocoa powder. We are also going to add some sea salt, some instant coffee powder and some baking powder. And now just give it a good whisk until everything comes together. As you can see, everything is well mixed together. I'm obviously going to steal a quick taste over there. Now we have some aquafaba here, which is at room temperature. Now aquafaba is the liquid that you get in tin chickpea cans. So I've included the quantities down in the description box below, so don't forget to check it out. Now here first, on the lowest speed setting, I'm going to mix this for 3 minutes. You'll see it'll start to go nice and foamy. Now for the next 3 minutes I'll crank up the speed to medium on my electric beaters, and I'll also slowly start adding a little bit of caster sugar at a time while also whipping this on a medium speed for the next 3 minutes. And once all of the caster sugar has been added and the 3 minutes are up, on medium speed, you'll see that soft peaks have started to form on our aquafaba. There you go. So 3 minutes on low, 3 minutes on medium, and now 3 minutes on high speed, and you're just going to keep whipping this, and eventually at the end of that 9 minutes you will see stiff peaks start to form. How do you know it's ready? When you invert your bowl, when you make it upside down and then you flip it back over, you'll see that that peak still holds its shape. So this is perfect, and now we'll start adding this into our chocolate mix. So you'll just take a couple of dollops first and just sort of whisk it in. You want to loosen up this chocolate batter first. As you can see, that looks amazing. And now what we'll do is, once this is well mixed together, now we'll start folding the rest of the aquafaba mix. So add a little couple of dollops and then just start folding it like this. Make sure that you are not knocking that air out, because we've worked so hard to whip it up. So you want to be very careful that you're not deflating all of that air. So be very gentle when you're doing this. As you can see, our eggless flourless chocolate cake batter is ready. Let's begin pouring this into our cake tin. So we have an 8-inch loose bottom cake tin here. I have greased the bottom and the sides, and I've also lined the bottom with parchment paper. Pour this in, shuffle it around, and just tap it along the surface of your worktop. And now this will go in the oven at 160 degrees Celsius for roughly 25 to 30 minutes. A skewer or a knife inserted in the center must emerge clean, but with a few moist crumbs attached to it. Now once it's out of the oven, do not slice into it just yet. Let it cool down to room temperature, then pop it in the refrigerator overnight or for at least 6 to 8 hours. It needs to be set, and as it cools down, it will begin to set even more and get even more dense and fudgier, and the flavor will develop, the texture will develop. So do not be in a hurry. You can make this the night before, so when you wake up the next morning it's ready. I mean, cake for breakfast is always a good idea. So now you are going to just unmold this cake and get the bottom out as well. And finally, our eggless flourless chocolate cake is ready, but we want to make this really pretty, and the easiest way to do this is by adding a handful of mixed berries. I've used strawberries and blueberries here. You can just use about anything that's available, and a final dusting of icing sugar. And our eggless flourless chocolate cake is ready. I'm going to quickly slice into this so you can see what it looks like on the inside, and there you go. Look at that crust on the top and the fudgy insides. Like, you guys, this is so good, and you are not going to believe that it's eggless because you get that crackly top and that gooey inside. The best way to serve this is with berries and some whipped cream. You could also add a scoop of vanilla ice cream instead. It's completely your choice. The bottom line is that this cake is just incredible and you cannot go wrong with it.
So guys, this is it. This was my recipe for the eggless flourless chocolate cake. Look at how amazing that looks. You can see that little crust on the top right here, and then the dense gooey fudgy inside. I'm just really excited to give this a go. I actually had a couple of bites while I was filming there, but I mean, it is irresistible, so you can't really help yourself. So I'm going to go in for another bite. Look at that. This eggless flourless chocolate cake is absolutely indulgent, and if you know someone who loves chocolate, they are going to love this treat. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. I'll see you again in another baking video. Until then, goodbye and happy baking.